Okay, so this type of form we are going to create today. In this, we have different menus. Like this is a text box where you can write your text like this. And this is a password box where whatever you will write, it will not be visible. For example, I'm writing the name only, but it is coming in black dots, or you can say as bullets. So whatever you will write in the password box, it will not appear. Next is drop down menu. This is called drop down menu. So you can select any item from the drop down menu. This is known as this is also a type of drop down drop box, but here you need to select the size of this drop box is decided, so you can select the item like this. Next is, what is the difference between option button, radio button, and checkboxes? Now see, these are the option button. The circular one are the option button, or they are also called as radio buttons. We can select only one option out of all the given options in the radio buttons, or you can say option button. But we are allowed to select all the options in the check boxes. So here we can select all the options also, but here I can select only one option. If I'll click on male, then female will get deselected automatically. If I'll select on female, then male will get deselected automatically. So these circular buttons are known as option button or radio button, and these square boxes are known as check boxes. In radio buttons, you are allowed to select only one option out of all given options, but in check boxes you are allowed to select even all the options. This area is known as text area. So it is used for writing a long messages like addresses. So this is known as text area, and these are the two buttons. First button is a submit button, and second button is clear button. Submit button means what if you will click on the submit button and the data has to go somewhere, and it has to be it has to store somewhere in a database, then automatically it will reach there, and it will get stored. But what happen if I'll click on clear button? So if I'll click on clear button, all the details which I have already filled in this form, it will get removed. For example, now I'm clicking on clear button, so all the selected details will get removed. And if I'll click submit button, then something like this Outlook will open, because it is asking me. Because see, if I have to mail this data to someone, uh, like I have to submit this whole data in a on the email ID, suppose school email ID crpfps.dwarka.com, at the rate gmail.com. So that is for sure that I wanted to send the data to that website only. But from using which email ID you are going to mail this data, that also we have to decide. So it is showing me the Outlook account. If I log into my Outlook account, then obviously this mail will use my Outlook account and send the details to the email ID which I have given in the form. Okay, now let us start creating this form. So I'll create a similar type of form. You can create any type of form. You can create an admission form. You can create a Google form. Any type of form you can create. So first I'm creating a similar type of form. So HTML, head, title, then forms, close title, close head, body, BG color. Okay, now we have to start a form. So we will start a form tag. Okay, now we have to decide first that we are going to create which type of box. Like if I have to create a text box or a password box or a drop down menu, or a drop down menu which appears like this, a checkbox or a radio button, or text area, whatever I want to create, that I have to decide. So first I'm going to create the heading. So before starting form, because heading is not a part of form, so H1 center, data collection form, close center tag, close H1 tag. Okay, now inside the form, first I have to create a text box. So I'll start a paragraph tag first, because I have to write a message or a line, that is enter your name, before creating the text box. So I'll start a paragraph tag, and here I'll write enter your name. Okay, now we have to start. After writing this sentence, I have to make a text box. So for this, you will use a tag, input tag. Most of the time, we use input tag only to create anything on the form. So first is input tag, input type equals to text box, or you can simply write input type equals to text. Then you always have to give a name to your text box, or uh, whatever the option you are creating. So suppose I'm giving a name T1. Now one by one we will create all the items of the form. So here I'm closing the form, and and body first, and HTML. Save it. Let us check now. This is a page which we have created. Okay, so data collection form is coming, color lime is coming, enter your name is coming, and the box is also coming. Now what I wanted to do is, I wanted to increase the size of this text and the box also. So I'll start, before the form tag, I'll start font size equals to 5 or 6, color equals to blue, and before after form I have to close the font tag. Save and check. Okay, so as we can see, the size and color of the text is increased, but not of the text box. So what changes we have to do if I wanted to change the size of the text box? So here inside the input tag, I need to write style. This is a different attribute. Most of the time it we uses this attribute, style attribute, in in HTML5, the CSS file. But right now we are not creating any different CSS file, so we are using the tags inside the tags which we are using. So this is we are not creating a separate CSS file as we used to create in CSS in HTML5, but this is HTML4. So we are adding few attributes inside this tag only. So style equals to font, sorry, not equals to, here you have to put this dash only, font, no, I think here equals to double quotes, font, then font size And suppose I'm writing 20 points. This is in pixels, so I am writing 20 points. Let's check whether it is working or not. Save, check. Okay, now the size of the text box is also increased. Now suppose if I'll write something inside this box. So it is coming in blue color. Now suppose I wanted to change the color of the text box, the background color of the text box. So for that, I'll put a semicolon here and I'll write one more attribute inside the style, one more value in the style attribute only, and that is background color. Background color is, I want suppose yellow, or let us take aqua. Save, check. Background color equals to aqua. I think I'm doing some mistake. Background, okay, there is a dash in between background and color. Okay, so background dash color equals to aqua. Save and check now. Okay, now aqua color is coming, so this is fine. Okay, now let us create the next box. So after this we have to again start a paragraph tag, and here after this paragraph tag I have to write enter your uh, password, or what is there in the form, enter your code number. Enter your code number, and then after this I have to again create a password box. So for this also, for creating the password box also, I have to use the input tag only. Input type equals to password, name equals to, I'm giving p1, style, I'll keep the style same, so I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Okay, save and check. Sorry, this is a form. Okay, now here also, and in password box also, if I'll type something, the text will not be visible to us. Okay, and then after that, after creating the text box and password box, next we have to create is the check, the drop down menu. So here again we will start paragraph, or here I'm writing select your age. So again for the drop down menu you have to use, okay, so suppose we are not creating this drop down menu because I don't have to use the input tag for creating the drop down menu. I will use some other tag. So let us cover up all the things which we can create with the help of input tag only. So first we will create the checkboxes and radio buttons. So I'm creating first checkboxes. So here I'm writing select your gender. Okay, now I have to create two radio buttons for this. So I'll start input type equals to uh, radio buttons. radio, and then mm, input type equals to radio. Here we don't have to give use this style attribute, because there is no use of using this style attribute, क्योंकि वो होता ही छोटा सा सर्कल है, तो उसमें कोई कलर नहीं आएगा. So it you just have to simply write only two attributes of the input tag, type and name. Name equals to, suppose I'm giving this is a radio button, so R1. Okay, one more thing you have to remember, that if you are creating suppose four radio buttons in a question, then you have to give a common name to all the radio buttons. I'll show you what is the difference between giving a common name and giving a different name. So right now I'm giving a common name first. Second input, input type equals to radio again. Name equals to R. So first I'm giving a common name, और दोनों ही buttons के आगे I have to display male and female. Let's save and check how it is coming. Okay, so select your gender, male and female, both are coming, but I need to give some more spaces in between because it is not looking good. So for this, you can use either break tag and bring your radio buttons to the next line, or you can use ampersand NBSP. So I'm using ampersand NBSP, and after mail also. Save it and check it now. Okay, now it is fine. And if I'll select male, and then if I'll select female, then male will get deselected. Again, if I'll select male, then female will get deselected. So it is, the working of these radio buttons is also fine. But now what happen if I'll give a different name to both the radio buttons? So here I'm giving a different name. First is R, second is R2. Save it and check it. Now I can select both the options together, which should not be allowed, because it is not a correct way. Radio buttons, it's a international acceptance of the radio button that you can select only one option out of all the given radio buttons. So it is not allowed to select more than one. So here this is incorrect. So it means we have to give a common name to both the radio buttons. Okay. Now next we have to create the checkboxes. So we are again starting a paragraph tag, and here I'm writing select your hobbies. Now again I have to start this input tag only. So first I'm going to copy it and paste it. Copy, paste. I have to do two changes here. So input type equals to checkbox. And here also input type equals to checkbox. Now you have to give different names to all the checkboxes here, because otherwise it will allow only one checkbox to select at a time. So you have to give different names. So C1, C2, and I'm creating one more checkbox. Suppose select your hobbies, painting, then basketball. I'm going to copy it. एम्फेसिन NBSP को भी कॉपी कर लेते हैं, and first paste it here. Now I'm going to copy these two checkboxes. Copy. and paste. Now I'll do the changes here. I'll make it C3 and this will be C4, and change the options painting. Then after that, basketball, then yoga, traveling. Okay, so we have created almost all the check boxes. 4 check boxes we have created. Save it and check it now. So 4 check boxes are coming, and out of all the 4 check boxes I can select all the options even, because we have given different names to all the check boxes. So we are allowed to select all the check boxes together. Next is, after check boxes, next option which we can create with the help of input tag is submit button and clear button. So let us create these two buttons. So because we are this time we are creating buttons, so we don't have to use a paragraph tag, and we don't have to write any message. So here I'm writing break tag first, so that the content can come to the next line, the buttons can come to the next line. So input type equals to submit and value. This time you also have to write value. Value means what you want to display on the button. So that will be that you have to write in the value. So value is, I wanted to write submit, or you can write click here to submit, whatever you wanted to display on your button. And name equals to S1. Okay, now after this I also have to create one reset button. So copy the emphasis and NBSP, paste it here, come to the next line. Input type equals to, this time, reset. Clear button के लिए you have to write input type equals to reset. Value equals to, I wanted to display click here to clear the form, to clear form. Name, name equals to, because this is a reset button, so I'm giving a name R1. Okay, now save it and check it. So two buttons are coming, but the issue is same. The size of the buttons are very small, and the colors are also not coming. So we have to use the same attribute style which we have used earlier in the password and text box. So I'm going to copy this style attribute and paste it inside the submit button and the reset button. Save and now check. So the sizes of the buttons are increased now. So these are the menus which we can create with the help of input tag. So today we have learned how to use input tag only. No other tag we have used here. Rest all the tags we have already done in the previous classes. So paragraph tag we were aware of only, except the form tag and the input tag. These were the new tags which we have learned today. So using the input tag, we can create, it means a text box, a password box, a checkbox, a radio button, and a submit button, and a clear button also. So all these buttons and all these options can be created using a single tag, that is input tag. So let's check whether it is working or not. Okay, so submit, because we have not given any we can even mention here in the form post equals to, where you need to post these answers, means whatever the user will enter where you have to post it, you can mention here the email address. Post mail to, post equals to mail to at suppose crpf ps dwarka at the rate gmail.com. So you can give the email id, mm, of where you want to post it, but I am not giving because I don't want to post it to somewhere. So form, we will use only form tag. Okay, and now if I'll click on submit button, nothing will happen, the data will not go anywhere. But if I'll click on clear button, the data which I have already filled in the form will get removed. So I hope it is clear to everyone till here how can we create all these menus using the input tag only.